Hello friends, we start with our next problem solving session, and before going for the problem solving session, if you have not subscribed, comment and like my channel, please do it. The links for my previous video already mentioned in my description box. Please subscribe it because it is easy for you to go through my all videos and it is easily available to you once you subscribe my channel. So we start with our problem solving sessions. Please be with me and try to understand the very basic concepts of network, how we apply those concepts in finding out the solutions. Okay, so this is our next problem. Please see this problem. You have to find the value of current I1, I2 and I3. Okay, these are the three I1, I2 and I3. So you can say these are the three loop currents for this circuit, and there is some dependent current source whose value is 1 upon 9 Vx, where Vx is the voltage which is appearing across this 3 ohm resistance. Okay, so this is the problem in which you have to understand the basic concepts of I1, I2, I3, how we will consider I1, I2, I3 in the loop when we are going for the current division. Okay, so see, this is some kind of a long problem. So that such type of problem do not used to come in your examination, but this problem helpful in understanding the concepts of current division in a circuit. Okay, so that considering that point of view, we are going through this problem. So please try to understand this problem. Very important for your concept building phenomena. Okay, so we start with this problem. Now see, I have taken these I1, I2, I3. These are the three currents which are the loop current. I have shown this in red color. Okay, what does it mean? This I1 is flowing in this circuit. What does it mean? It means this is the current which is flowing here. Very important thing. This is the current which is flowing here. Similarly, when you are talking about I2, this is the current which is flowing here. So I can write here it is I2. I can write here it is I1. Okay, when you talk about this current I3, yes, you can say this is the current which is flowing here and I call it as I3. Very important thing, this is not the current your I1, because some current is flowing here, some current is flowing here. So whatever the current here is, maybe the difference or addition of the current value, so that we don't know. So you cannot say in 1 ohm I1 or I2 is the current. Whatever the current here, that we will find in later course. So please keep in mind, this is your current I1, this is your current I2 which is flowing in this branch, and this is your current I3 which is flowing in this branch. Okay, very important concept. So if I say I2 is the current which is flowing in this branch and I3 is the current which is flowing in this branch, so what is the current here? Yes, so this current is what? You can say it is I2 minus of I3. Whatever the current enters here, I3 will go in this fashion. So what is the current entering in this resistance? You can say it is I2 minus of I3. Yes, this is with the concept of current division, very important. Now you see, this I3 is coming here, and this 1 upon 9 Vx is the current which is flowing here. Okay, so if this 1 upon 9 Vx coming here and I2 minus I3 is coming here, so some current will enter here. Okay, what is that current? We don't know. That we will find. So from here, can I say that the value of I1 is directly as 15 ampere? Yes, because this is your 15 ampere current, and as I said, the current which is flowing in this branch is I1. So you can directly say the value of I1 is what? 15 ampere. Yes. Now you have to find the value of I2 as well as I3. Now the question comes, how we find the value of I1, I2 and I3. See, we cannot apply loop here, we cannot apply loop here. The reason which I mentioned earlier, that whenever there is no voltage source given across the current ampere, you cannot apply a law of KVL. Okay, so in this condition, you have to analyze the circuit. See, I should apply one loop here. So first of all, I will see what is this current. See, what is this current? If I say I am making this current here, please see this current here, the current which is flowing in this branch, it is basically what? It is basically, you can say, I2 minus of I3, this current plus of this current. So it is 1 upon 9 of Vx. Yes, this is the current which is flowing here. Okay, so finally you can say you know all the three currents here. One can find the value of these currents. Yes, you can easily find the value of these current. So if I see here, I am applying one loop here. See, just one loop in the direction of the current I2, a loop in the direction of the current I2. So what is the value? Now see, it is 0 since there is no voltage source in this mesh. So it is 0 is equal to 2 into I2, the current flowing in 2 ohm resistor, yes, plus of 3 into the current flowing in this resistor is what? That is I2 minus of I3, yes. Then the current flowing in is 1 ohm resistance. What is this current? The current is what? Again it is I2 minus of I3 plus of Vx by 9. Yes, can you write this equation? Yes, you can write this equation. So before going for solving this equation, now very important thing is we have to see what is Vx. We have to find what is Vx. If you see Vx here, I am explaining Vx here. This is the resistance, and if I call, say it is plus minus, here it is your Vx, and this is your current I2 minus of I3, and the value is 3 ohm. So can you find the value of Vx in this fashion? Yes. So the value of Vx comes to be, if you apply the loop, so that comes to be minus of what? Minus of, you can say it is minus of 3 into I2 minus of I3. Yes, this is the value of Vx if you apply a loop in this fashion. So minus 2 plus Vx is equal to 3 into this current, and this current is what? I2 minus I3. We are moving in this fashion, the current is coming in this fashion. So the value of Vx comes to be what? That is minus of 3 I2 minus of I3. So this is your value of Vx. So I can put that value here also. So we will find, first of all we will resolve this equation. So that comes to be what? That is 0 is equal to how much it is? 2, 3. Okay, 3 to 5 or 1. So that comes to be 6 of I2. How much it is? Minus of 3 and minus of 1. So that comes to be minus of 4 I3. Okay, plus of 1 upon 9. What is your Vx? From here I should put the value of Vx. So that comes to be minus of 3 I2 minus of I3. Yes, we'll solve it. So that comes to be 0 is equal to, it is 3. So how much it is? 18 of I2 minus of 12 I3. Okay, minus of I2 plus of I3 is what? 0. So that comes to be 17 of I2, and then how much it is? Minus of 11 of I3 is equal to 0. So you have find one equation in which you have find the relation between I2 and I3. Say this is your equation first, okay, or you can say this is your equation second. Finally you have find the value of I2, I3 in terms of each other. Okay, so you get the value of I2, I3. Now the next point is you have to find the value of I2, I3. Now how you will find the value of I2 and I3? If you see, this I3 is coming here, okay, this 1 upon 9 Vx is going there, and this 15 ampere is coming here, here and here. These are the three current. See, from wherever you can find the relation between I2, I3 and I1, there is no issue. Okay, from anywhere you can find that relation. So I will consider here because it is easy to find here. This I3, see, this current I3 is basically sum of this current and this current. Yes, I can say. So the value of, from here I can say the value of I3 is equal to what? The value of I3 is equal to what? This current and this current. This current is your I1, that is 15 ampere. So I write here it as I1 plus of this current, that is 1 upon 9 of what? Vx. Yes, I1 plus 1 upon 9 of Vx. Yes, you can write I1 is what? Your 15 ampere. Okay, I1 is what? Your 15 ampere. you know the value of Vx, I will directly put the value of Vx. That comes to be what? Minus of I2 minus of I3 upon what? It is 3, and that is what? Your value of I3. Okay, so if you find this value, I will find this value here, please see, I will find this value. So I am directly multiplying this factor, so that comes to be how much? It comes to be 3 of I3, 3 I am multiplying, that should be equal to 45 minus of I2 and plus of I3, or finally you can say 2 of I3 plus of I2 is equal to 45. This is your, say, third equation. 2 of I3 plus I2 is equal to 45. This is your third equation. So by solving equation 2 and 3, one can easily able to find the answer for I2 and I3. So I think there are two equations. You can easily find the value of I2 and I3. I will directly write here the value of I2 is what and I3 is what. Very important. The value of I2 comes to be 11 ampere and the value of I3 comes to be 17 ampere. Very important. So with this you have to find the value of I2 and I3. Okay, so this is the value of I2 and I3. Okay friends, this is our next problem. In this problem you have to find the value of Ix. Okay, so please go through this problem. You have to find the value of Ix. Very important thing in this question is I have made this question in this format. Here it is mentioned specifically that this voltage is at ground potential, so you can say it is at 0 volt. Now how you will find the value of Ix? Very important thing. Okay, here it is your dependent source. Yes, so in such type of problem the question comes how you will solve this question. Okay, so see, as I said earlier, whenever you find multiple parallel branches in any type of network, you try to think about applying law of KCL. Okay, first try to build up your concept that yes, when there are multiple branches exist and one cannot able to solve those multiple branches, it is best way to apply a law of KCL which can easily solve it. So if I see, if these two resistance, if I consider these two resistance are in parallel, very important thing, these two resistance are in parallel. So can I solve this network? Yes, I can solve this network and make it as parallel resistance. So now see, I have redrawn this network here. These two resistance are in parallel. I have solved this resistance, that is 3 parallel 4, that comes to be 3 into 4 upon 3 plus 4, that comes to be 12 by 7 ohms. So the value of this resistance comes to be what? That is 12 by 7 ohms. Yes, so you know this value, you know this value. Here is the current is Ix, this is your dependent source. So can you now able to solve this network? Yes, now it is possible to solve this network. So what I do here, I will consider let this voltage is V1. Okay, I said let this voltage is V1 and I say let this voltage is V2, and what about this voltage? It is at 0 volt because it is connected to ground. Very important. This voltage and this voltage, very important. This you have to understand. See, this voltage will not appear here because of presence of this resistance. So don't do such type of mistakes, because you will find if you do such type of mistakes, there will be an answer against this also. Okay, so please keep in mind such type of voltage cannot be transferred to the node. Okay, we have already seen in our previous problems. So what I will do, if this is the V1, this is also V1. Yes, this is also V1. Okay, so can I apply a nodal analysis here? Yes, we can apply. So see, at V1 I am applying a nodal analysis. So if I apply here, so see, for this current, I am talking about first of all this current which is flowing here. So I can say it is what? V1 plus of point, just wait, it is 0.8x V1 plus of 0.8x divided by 2, that should be the current which is flowing here. V1 plus of 0.8x minus of V2 divided by 2 is the current which is flowing here. Yes? Yes. What is the current here? What is the current here? You can say it is V1 minus of V2 upon 5. Can you say this is the current here? Yes, you can say. Now come to here. When you come to here, this V1 is again what? It is V1 minus 0 upon your resistance 12 by 7. Yes. And if you talk about this branch, what is the current here? You can say it is V1 minus of 5 divided by 3 is equal to 0. This is your equation first. Once again we will see this equation. Please concentrate, very important equation just to understand. V1 plus of 0.8x minus of V2. This is the total voltage divided by this resistance 2 is the current which is flowing in this branch. If I talk about this branch, it is V1 minus of V2 upon 5. V1 minus V2 upon 5, the current which is flowing. Just I have considered the current is coming out from this branch, from this node. Similarly, if I talk about this node, so what is the current here? The current which is here is what? This voltage divided by this resistance. See, this is a node of common potential. So no current will flow here. Hai? You can say it is superimposed in this manner. Just superimpose in this manner. Okay. So what is the current here? That is V1 minus of 0 divided by what? That is 12 by 7. Why? Because this is connected to your ground potential. So it is 0. So that is, it is also 0. Similarly, when you come to this branch, so what is the voltage here? It is V1 plus 2 minus, that is minus of 5 or 0. So I have not written that 0. So it is V1 minus of 5 divided by what? 3. So it is the current which is flowing here. So you have find this current, this current, this current and this current. There is no current because of common potential. So this is your equation first. I think you people understand with this equation. Very easy and very easy to understand. Okay. Now come to, now there are, see, 3 unknowns, V1, V2 and Ix. We are least interested in V1 and V2, but we are interested in Ix because we have to find the value of Ix. Now see, there is another node known as V2, so we have to see what is V2. So when I am applying loop on V2, just see, it is what? That is V2. Now I am standing here and finding out the potential at V2, so that comes to be what? V2 minus of 0.8 Ix. Okay, V2 minus of 0.8 Ix minus of V1 upon 2, yes, the current flowing here, then V2 minus of V1 upon 5, the current flowing here, and see, 1 ampere current is going out. Okay, so that should be what? It is plus 1 is equal to what? It is 0. So when you are applying analysis, that is nodal analysis at this node, so it is V2 minus of 0.8 x minus of V1 divided by 2, the current which is flowing here, V2 minus of V1 divided by 5, the current which is flowing here, and the 1 ampere current which is flowing here. So these are the 3 equations. Now with the help of this equation, one can able to find the value of Ix. Okay. Now you ask, what is the value of Ix? What actually Ix? Okay, so there is one more question. What actually Ix? So see, Ix is the current which is flowing between these two potentials. So can you say the value of Ix is basically V2 minus of V1 upon 5? Can you say the value of Ix? Very important. Yes, the value of Ix is what? That is V2 minus V1 upon 5. It means if you know the value of V2 and V1, one can able to find the value of Ix. If you know the value of V2 and V1, one can easily able to find the value of Ix. Now our next task to find the value of Ix. We will see how we find the value of Ix. Okay. Okay. In this question, as I said, this is your equation 1, this is your equation 2. Now Specifically in this question, now we analyze directly equation 2. If you analyze equation 2, just see from here, the value of V2 minus of V1 is what? It is 5 of Ix. Yes, V2 minus of V1 is equal to 5 of Ix. Yes, this is the value of what? This is the value of V2 minus V1. So if I put this value in this equation, so we will see what will happen. If you put V2 minus V1, see this factor is Ix. So I can write here Ix plus 1 plus V2 minus V1 is 5Ix. So I can write here 5Ix minus of 0.8 Ix upon 2. Okay. So can I able to get the answer? Yes. From here I can say it is 5 of Ix minus of 0.8 Ix plus of 2 Ix plus of 2 is equal to 0. Okay, it is what? 0. So you can say it is 7 minus of 0.8, that comes to be 6.2 Ix is equal to minus 2. The value of Ix comes to be minus 2 divided by 6.2, that comes to be how much? That comes to be minus of 322.6 milliamperes. This is the value of Ix here. Find. Okay, so in this equation we have seen, we have applied V1 and V2. Okay, we applied two nodal equations V1 and V2, but if I start finding the value of V1, V2, then it takes much of time. But as we analyze the equation 2, one can able to easily find the value of Ix by just restructuring the equation. Okay, so this type of experience comes when you go through number of problems of network. Okay, so this equation is basically understand you how we have applied the KCL law at nodes in different type of situation, and with this equation we understand that yes, by restructuring the equation one can able to find the value of either current and voltage, whatever it is required. Okay, so this is all about Ix. We'll move with the next problem. Okay friend, this is your next problem. In this problem you have to find the value of I naught. Okay, so this is a kind of bridge network. Please keep in mind, there are certain area of problem which uses the concept of bridge, and the most common bridge which is used in network is known as Wheatstone bridge. I'm not talking about the Wheatstone bridge. You can go through your textbook and find out what are the Wheatstone bridge and what is the characteristic of Wheatstone bridge. But in networks, how Wheatstone bridge is applicable and how the problems are solved with the help of Wheatstone bridge. In Wheatstone bridge, you know, if the bridge is balanced, very important thing, just keep in mind, when the bridge is balanced, that is this resistance upon this resistance is equal to this resistance upon this resistance, or you can say the multiplication of resistance forms equal. Okay, that is you know, I think about that condition is P upon Q is equal to R upon S. This is the condition of Wheatstone bridge. This is your P, this is your Q, this is your R, this is your S. So P upon Q is equal to R upon S. So you say that this is a Wheatstone bridge. What do you call it as? Wheatstone bridge. So under Wheatstone bridge, if a circumstances arises in which you will see that the bridge is a Wheatstone bridge, that means if you talk about these two voltage, if you talk about these two node voltage, what is this? This is your node voltage. This is your node voltage. And if a bridge is found to be balanced, when this condition is applicable, it means the bridge is balanced. The bridge is balanced means whatever the node voltage at this node, say it is 1, it is 2. So if I say it is 1, it is 2, these node voltages are equal when bridge is balanced. Okay, this you know. So when this bridge is balanced, it means V1 and V2 is equal, and when the two node potentials are equal, it means no current will enter here. Please keep in mind, no current will enter here. So when no current enter here, you can say the existence of this resistance is not, this resistance does not exist between these two nodes. Yes, I can say this resistance does not exist between these two nodes. Why? Because of the potential which is equal at both the node, as I said earlier. So can you redraw this figure like this? This is your again resistance, and this is your figure. Here is your one more resistance. This is your 30 volt. This is 2K, and here is the current I naught. So because of the bridge is balanced, as we have find out, so no current will enter here. That means these two branches comes into parallel. These two branches comes into parallel, this branch and this branch, both the branches comes into parallel. It means if it is 6K and it is 4K, similarly it is 6K and it is 4K, so how much it is? It is 10K, it is 10K. So you can say it comes into parallel in this manner. This is 10K, this is 10K, and the parallel combination of 10K, 10K is what? That comes to be 5K. Yes, when two resistors are connected in parallel, and if it is same, then the resistance get half. So the parallel combination of 10K, 10K comes to be 5K. So can I finally redraw this network? This is a simple network which is now consisting of the condition which I mentioned here. Very simple. This is your 30 volt. This is your current I naught. This is 2K, and this resistance comes to be 5K. So 30, just by simply applying a law of KVL here, so that comes to be 30 is equal to 37 into I naught. So the value of I naught in milliampere is what? That is 30 by 7 milliamperes. This is the value of I naught, or you can say it is 4.286 milliampere. This is the value of I naught. Okay, so please keep in mind the concept of Wheatstone bridge. It is generally not mentioned it is a Wheatstone bridge, but please keep remember the concept. Whenever these the ratio of these two resistors is equal, it means the voltage which is appearing at these two nodes is equal, and once it is equal, no current will enter here, and when no current will enter here, you can say there is no significance of this branch. So one can directly apply the parallel combination of resistor, and one can find the answer very easily. This type of question definitely asked in GATE. We will see the next question which was asked in GATE in some different form. Okay, so this is our next problem. This problem was asked in GATE. These are the resistance R1, R2, R3 which is mentioned as R. Very important thing, the value of R3 here is 1.1 R. R1, R2, R4 is mentioned as R, and the value of R3 is mentioned as 1.1 R. It is excited by a independent source of 10 volt. So in this question it was asked that you have to find the voltage difference VA minus of VB. This was the question. You have to find the voltage difference VA minus of VB in this question. Okay, now the condition was given that this is a voltmeter. This is a voltmeter, and what type of voltmeter it is? It is an ideal voltmeter. An ideal voltmeter is connected between the two nodes, that is A and B, with these are the condition of the resistance excited by a 10 volt source, you have to find the voltage difference VA minus of VB. This question was asked in GATE with 2 marks. Okay, so now how you will find the value of VA minus of VB? Okay, now see, very important thing is the condition that it is an ideal voltmeter. That means if it is an ideal voltmeter, so as per the concept we have seen that the internal resistance that is R for the timing, if I call it as internal, so R internal of an ideal voltmeter is what? It is infinite. R internal is infinite. It means if it is an infinite, if there exists an infinite resistance, definitely no current will enter here. Yes, the basic problem for us to find out the difference of VB is, if no current will enter here, then it will be more easy for us to solve this problem. Otherwise it takes too much of time to solve this problem. So that's why it is given in this problem that the voltmeter which is connected here is ideal in nature. So once it is ideal in nature, it means the internal resistance of this voltmeter goes to be infinite, and once it is infinite, no current will enter here, and when no current will enter here, can you able to find the value of VA and VB separately? Yes, we can find. You can say that for the time being, I will redraw this network as this basically goes out. Okay, now there is no existence. This is not present here. Yes, it is just to measure, or it is, you can say it is open in nature because of presence of infinite resistance, since it is ideal in nature. Okay, now nothing is there. So can you able to find VA and VB? Yes. How? See, VA and VB we will find with the help of concept of voltage division. Very important. This 10 volt is the voltage which is appearing across these nodes. This 10 volt is appearing here. So what is VA? VA, you can say it is 10 into this resistance R2 upon R1 plus R2. Yes, VA is the voltage across this resistance R2 and VB is the voltage across this resistance R3. Can you say? Yes. So when you find VA, so VA is equal to what? This voltage into this resistance upon sum of these two resistance. So VA is equal to this voltage is what? That is 10 into R2 upon R1 plus R2. Similarly, when you find the value of VB, that comes to be 10 into R3 upon what it is? R3 plus R4. Very simple. So can you now find the value of VA? Yes, it is, what is the value of R2? R1, R2 and R4 is same as R. So I can write here it is R upon R plus R into 10. Or here I can write it as R3 is what? That is 1.1 R upon R plus of 1.1 R into 10. So how much it is? It comes to be 5 volt. And how much it is? It comes to be, I will solve here, comes to be, that is 1.1 into 10 upon 2.1. Okay, and that comes to be around 5.238 volt. This is the value of VB. So now what is VA minus of VB? So that comes to be 5 minus of 5.238, that comes to be minus of 0.238 volt. This is the value of VA minus of VB. Very important question. Okay, just by repeating, try to get the concept.